a delicious Cuban dessert for you. Panetela is a childhood favorite. My mother used to make this and it's really easy to make. Panetela is basically a sponge cake and you can put whatever you want to put on it. You can put fruits or whatever, it doesn't really matter. But anyway, let's get started. Hola mis cariños, les voy a enseñar cómo hacer una panetela cubana. Es muy fácil para hacer. Si quiere poner frutas, crema, merengue, lo que sea. Vamos a empezar. For the ingredients, I'm using 4 eggs, 1 cup of flour, I'm using 1 cup of sugar, 1/4 cup of milk, a pinch of salt, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and a teaspoon of baking powder. Para los ingredientes necesitamos son 4 huevos, 1 taza de harina, la misma cantidad de azúcar, 1/4 taza de leche, una pizquita de sal, una cucharadita de vainilla y una cucharadita de polvo para hornear. El primer paso es precalentar el horno a 350 grados Fahrenheit y le vamos a separar las yemas de las claras. So we start off by setting our oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and then we start separating our egg whites from the egg yolks. The one thing to remember when you're making panetela or a sponge cake is that you want the eggs to be at room temperature. It's important because not only will the eggs mix better, but your cake will be lighter and fluffier. Una cosa importante que recordar cuando hace una panetela es usar huevos ambientes porque los huevos van a ser mucho mejor y la panetela será más ligero y esponjoso. So we're going to beat the egg whites first, and we're going to beat them until we get stiff white peaks. So we're making basically a meringue. Cuando está haciendo merengue, es importante usar un tazón seco y limpio porque eso afectará a tu merengue. So now I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of sugar to the meringue, and I'm just adding it in a little at a time because I'm using a stand mixer. Ahora añadiendo una media taza de azúcar a el merengue poco a poco para evitar un desastre. Okay, so you want to beat the egg whites for about 10 minutes until they are light and fluffy and stiff peaks. As you can see, the egg whites do have stiff peaks. And now I'm going to start beating the egg yolks. And we're going to just add another 1/2 cup of sugar to the egg yolks. And we're going to beat them till they're light and fluffy. Okay, nuestro merengue está listo. A continuación, vamos a batir las yemas con media taza de azúcar hasta que cambie un color pálido y está espumoso. Le vamos a batir las yemas a velocidad alta como las claras. Como pueden ver, el color está cambiando a un amarillo pálido. After a little over a minute, you're going to notice that your egg yolk color has changed from a yellow to almost a very pale yellow. And if you're not timing it, you can tell by just looking at the color and the texture. It'll be a lot fluffier and a lot lighter in color. Now you want to add all your dry ingredients into the egg yolks, and then you're going to mix everything together. But before you do that, you want to pass it through a colander so that you can remove any lumps. Mezcla todos los ingredientes secos juntos y pasa la harina por un colador para eliminar los grumos y agrégalo en las yemas. Mix well and then add in your meringue. Mezcla bien y agrega el merengue. Next, add in your vanilla and your milk and mix very well together. Ahora agregamos la vainilla y la leche. If you have any lumps, mix it again with the hand beater. Si tu masa tiene grumos, usa una batidora de mano para suavizarla. Next, you want to take some parchment paper and cut it to the size of your baking dish. And then you want to grease the inside of the baking dish so the panetela doesn't stick. Ahora, corte papel para hornear para poner en el fondo de tu molde y poner grasa a los bordes para que la panetela no se pegue. Now we're ready to pour our batter into our mold. Now we're going to put this in our preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes. Ahora, hornea la panetela a 350 grados Fahrenheit por 30 minutos. Next, you want to add a toothpick in the middle of the cake to see if your cake is ready. If it comes back dry, then it's ready. If it's wet, then you have to put it back in. So now we're going to let this cool off for about 20 to 25 minutes on the counter, and then we're going to loosen the edges with the spatula and remove the cake and put it on a baking rack. So it's been 3 hours, and as you can see, my cake is nice and spongy. And at this time, you could either leave it like this, you can poke holes in it, and you can make it panetela borracha, which is basically like a syrup that's drenched throughout the whole cake. Or you can put icing on it, like I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna add some icing to it and a few strawberries on the top and make it very simple. Como pueden ver, mi panetela quedó perfecta. Hay muchas cosas que puede hacer con esta panetela. Puede hacer panetela borracha y vertir sirope encima, o poner frutas o merengue icing. I decided to wait the next day to decorate this cake because I made flan de coco as requested by my Facebook group members. And I'll show you that in a few minutes. But I'm just basically just keeping it with just a little bit of store-bought icing and some fruit. Decidí decorar mi panetela al día siguiente porque tenía que esperar mi flan de coco estuviera listo. Y también gracias a mis miembros para darme la idea de hacer flan de coco. Quedó perfecto. Si quiere el video para cómo hacer el flan de coco, dejaré un link abajo. Well, my friends, it's time for me to go. I want to thank you for taking the time out to watch this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Bueno, mis cariños, es hora para irme. Si te gusta este video, dale un like. Si quieres más recetas, suscríbete a mi canal y haz clic la campana para no perderte mis videos. Hasta la próxima.